Yeah, one thing that probably a lot of people have heard of, but if you haven't heard of it, a good tool, and I will never advocate for it more than a tool, is the Enneagram.
Mm-hmm.
That sounds like the pentagram. We're not advocating for any Ouija boards or satanic worship or anything, crazy. It's called the Enneagram, but it's basically this personality trait test that you can take. The paid one is the best one. You can take some free ones to kind of get an idea of maybe what personality type you are. But it's what I like about it, as opposed to some of the other personality tests that I've done in the past, is that this one kind of shows you the positive and negative traits. Like it kind of, like you said, everything's kind of on a spectrum.
Mm-hmm.
You could be of the same personality, but be over here on the spectrum and be very negative, or you could be all the way over here and really embody humility. You could really embody, the good aspects that make you, that make you whatever your personality trait is. If you're a leader, of some kind, that's not one of them, but whatever the trait is, if that's what you're really good at and what just comes naturally to you, you can be a healthy version of that.
Yes.
And it'll kind of describe that, so you have something to aim for. And then also what's cool is these tests also show you how you interact with other numbers on this. There's 9 numbers in this personality test. And it shows you kind of how you interact with those different numbers. So if an 8 and a 9 or a 7 and a 3 or whatever it is that maybe you and maybe your spouse turn out to be, it can kind of help you have some good conversations about your different traits.
Yeah.
And especially, you have to be careful. I don't advocate for people to be super open about all this stuff, because if people, this, I don't think this is a big thing that would ever really happen, but like the worry is if people know your personality trait and kind of know your triggers and things like that, someone could exploit it.
Mm-hmm.
And it's really for you. It's for your own self-development, for your own growth.
Yeah.
And maybe for 1 or 2 other people.
Right.
For you guys to grow in relationship together and kind of deepen that. So Enneagram, that's a good thing to look up. And there's so much information out there about it too. So you'll have no trouble learning about it. There's so many YouTube videos. There's so many podcasts about it. It's good stuff though.
Yeah.
We haven't really looked at it in a while.
No.
We kind of learned from it for a little bit, and maybe we'll go back to it if we see the necessity or the need.
I thought it was really helpful a lot of ways, but the one thing I wanted to share was how you said how you can see how you can grow. I also liked it it kind of almost gives you like a little like bell in your head. If you like notice you're going down like the unhealthy side.
Yeah.
Like it kind of points those things out.
Yeah, so you said it best. That's really one thing that's very good for, is like when you know the negative traits.
Yeah.
You can kind of be like,
oh, I'm hitting that.
Yeah, exactly. Hitting that one on the head.
Yeah.
Like, oh crap.
Right.
Yeah. That's one thing that it's very good for.
And it's encouraging too, because then you don't have to be like, oh, I'm just awful. You'd be like, oh, well, I can get better.
Mm-hmm.
Like,
it's cool too, because once you kind of know, especially your number well, you can really easily pick out other people in life that kind of espouse those same traits.
Mm-hmm.
And you're like, I think he's a whatever number, just like me.
Yeah.
And if it's a positive person, like if it's someone that you could look up to, follow that person.
Yeah.
If you don't have like a role model, or if you don't have somebody that, is really kind of helping you along in this life to grow, Go to the internet. Find a good person. Find someone that's really doing some good things that kind of has your personality, and try and model yourself after that person. Look at what they're doing in business. Look at what they're doing in life. Look at what they're doing in their parenting or in their marriage or whatever it is, and get a role model. And that's such a positive thing too. I do that with a lot of different personalities, and just kind of piecemeal and pick and choose. But it's always good to have people that you look up to, not idolize. I don't think that's one thing that I don't know if this is part of my personality or not, but I've never had like a person that I've idolized.
I mean, that's a good thing.
Yeah.
I feel like it's good to have like people you look up to though.
I've never been I should say this, like, cause idolize is a big word. I've never been like a fan boy.
Okay.
Of any band, any, I've really liked certain people. I follow a lot of people that I really look up to and look horizontally to. Like there's definitely a lot of people that I follow that I also am like, going back to pride, I think I'm as intelligent or more intelligent than some of these people.
Right.
I think I'm as athletic or more athletic than some of these people. I think I'm fill in the blank. So it's good to have those people too, who are just striving. That's a bad word. Who are just kind of grinding, who are just working hard, who are going after their goals. And you can just say, oh, you're going after your goal too? Let's go.
Yeah.
Let's go. I like those people too. They don't have to necessarily be so high above you in any aspect of life, but their work ethic or their lifestyle could be something that you really try to look up to and model.
Yeah, I think that's helpful to, we'll use the term look up to instead of like idolize, because as soon as if that idol like disappoints you, then you'll be really disappointed if you're not just looking up to them.
Right. That's the thing. I don't know.
And everyone is going to disappoint you.
Right. I don't know if I found out early on in life that like most people will disappoint you, or like if I already had that in the back of my head. I don't know what's kind of kept me from that. Like I always used to listen to like, I had some bands that I used to listen to like nonstop. Like Switchfoot used to be like one of my favorite bands, and I can name 2 of the members of the band. I can name the lead singer because he did some solo projects, so I found out his name that way, and then I knew his brother.
Yeah.
Actually, no, I don't actually know his brother's name now that I think about it.
Maybe you did at one time.
I probably did at one time. But like, so that's just an example. Like for some reason, like I liked the art. I didn't care that much about the artist.
Right.
And that's kind of with like everything in life. For some reason, I never really had this attraction to like the person.
Yeah.
Just what they were producing. I was always attracted to what was being produced. The music, the art, the creativity, the work ethic, the physical results, whatever it was, I was attracted to what they were doing and not who they were.
Right.
Yeah. It's worked for me.
I think that's good.
I think it works.
I have like, I never really, I just wasn't that, I wasn't very knowledgeable about like bands or anything ever. But I know there's one person who I do look up to that I know, but I wouldn't say idolize, but I definitely want to know like who they are as a person. I just think they're very, like they're someone who lives out their faith, like for real.
Yeah.
And I'm just challenged by it. And it's someone who I want to be like, not because like I'm putting them up on like a pedestal above other people, but because I think they're actually doing what God calls us to do. And it's hard to do that in this life. And you don't see a lot of examples of that. And yeah, I think that that's encouraging to me to see it in real life, someone I actually know. And And so, but because I look at them in that way, like if they were to like mess up or something, like I wouldn't be devastated. I mean, for them, I'd be sad, but I'd be like, they're just a person like me, and I know how much I mess up.
Yeah.
So I'm going to definitely give them grace.
Yeah. Yeah.
But
because I want them to give me
yes,
grace.
exactly. But yeah.
Yeah. Me and Pat talked about that on the last podcast. We were talking about like just the fact that Christians struggle to give grace to people. And I made a Spider-Man reference. It didn't really go over that well, but I mean, I was like, with great power comes great responsibility. I botched it in the podcast, but with great power comes great responsibility.
Where was that in the movie?
What?
You know me, baby. I don't know.
You didn't watch the Spider-Man with Tobey Maguire?
I'm sure I did.
Oh my God.
But I don't remember those quotes.
My gosh. It's like the most important part of Spider-Man.
Did Pat remember that part?
He had no idea where I was going with the Spider-Man thing. Once I brought up Spider-Man, he was like, it's okay. It's okay. It worked out because what I was saying is with great grace that we've received should come with greater grace being given.
Yeah, yes. Yeah.
Mm-hmm. See?
Yeah.
It worked.
Yeah.
It worked. I'm so happy and prideful inside right now. What's up, everybody? You just watched a clip from one of our Just Breathing podcasts. If you want to see the full version, you just hit the link in the description below. Or if you want to just keep watching clips, we got some more right here. Thanks, everybody.